Spring training baseball coming your way. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. So, almost ready to get underway. Today's starting pitcher, Michael King. Always a treat to watch one of the best starters in the sport, Singy.
He has great stuff, Boog, but what I love most is his drive. You know, when he takes the ball, he's going to give you everything he's got and try to pitch deep into the ball game. He's a true competitor, which makes it easy for his teammates to play hard for him. We're not going to see him take many pitches off. I can promise you that.
That one ripped. Merrill going back to the warning track, makes the catch. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Oh, Boog, I think we got
welcome, people. Enjoy the game.
Find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit. Get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out. Mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
2 outs, base is empty. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. Brings it in, and that'll do it. We head to the bottom of the first. No score after a half inning. And we're back. Getting the nod in this one, Sasaki. What do you have on him, Chris?
He's got that splitter, and it's a pitch that swings and misses, come fast, and they come often. Very difficult to pick up out of his hand.
Luis Ariz stands in. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. One of my favorite stats all time, 1997, the Hall of Famer Craig Biggio played in all 162 games for the Astros on AstroTurf, and he never hit into a double play. The 0-2 stays alive. Left-hand batter waits. Hit in the air, center field. Edman going after it. Got it. Really had to move for that grab. And there's one down. As we take a look at the Padres lineup. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and a guy is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
Close, but called a ball, and it's 1-1. And it's fouled away. Just misses. 2-2.
It's a good take.
Up the middle. Fires over to first. And Gurriel is out.
Batting third, the right fielder, Fernando.
Now it's Fernando Tatis Jr. He's someone that really beats up on right-handed pitching. The lefties, however, give him a little bit more trouble. A little bit high. And that is ball one.
Not giving him a pitch to hit there isn't a bad thing. He's dealing with a great first pitch hitter up there.
That one finds the zone. And it's a ball and a strike. And a pitch. Foul ball there. Tatis waits.
That's ball 2.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nothing doing there for the Friars. Scoreless after 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now Teoscar Hernandez. This is a true 5-tool guy. Not very many of them out there, but when he's on the field, you can't take your eye off of him. And a pitch. Swings through that one for strike 1.
Fans come to the ballpark to watch him play. And in baseball, to have such a talented player going out there every day and putting on the show that he does.
Dives, and he can't hang on. Still able to get it there in time. And they come away with an out after a tricky start to the play.
This is what it's all about on that right side of the diamond when you've got the first baseman involved and the pitcher as well. First baseman does a great job, knocks the ball down, gets away from him a little bit, doesn't panic. The pitcher's exactly where he's supposed to be. Nice feed and a nice play for the out.
Tommy Edman at the plate. Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. He's got it. There's 2 away.
Batting 5th, the catcher, Will Smith.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. King, 28 years old, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. That pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Fell off to a great start. He's really cruising out there on the mound. He's got a chance to get through these first 2 innings with under 20 pitches. That could set him up to go deep into this game.
2 outs.
Love how vocal the umpire is today. No doubt in the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
2 down, nobody on. In the air out to center. Merrill settles under it and makes the catch. And that's the 3rd out. Nothing doing here this half. Now to the bottom of the 2nd. We're tied 0-0. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. And now here is Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill.
Sasaki back to work. Inside corner, and that's called a strike. Strike 3, got him with the backdoor breaking ball.
Tremendous job of bringing that ball back over the plate. He gets just enough of it to get the call. And tell you what, as a hitter, it starts out of the zone. It looks really far away, and for it to catch the outside corner, you just have to tip your cap to the pitcher.
Bounce to the left side, and that's just foul. You'll one. Strike 2.
There's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
0-2 now. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Off to a strong start, Singy, as he's punched out 3 of the first 5 he's faced.
Well, he's definitely minimizing contact. He can get the swing and miss when he needs it, but it'll also keep the defense fresh behind him, allowing some balls in play as well.
Here's the catcher, Luis Campusano. That one close, ruled a ball, and that's ball 1. 0-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd. And now it's even up.
1 ball, 1 strike.
In the air to left center. Edman in position. Brings it in for the third out. Nothing across here this half. We played 2 full. No score. And we're back on to the third inning. Here's Muncy to hit.
Number 13, Max Muncy.
The right-hander back to work. There's a swing and a try. Goodbye, home run. The Dodgers strike first. It's 1-0. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. There was a sinker up in the zone. It looked like it came out of the pitcher's hand a little bit too early. Doesn't have the velocity that good four-seam fastball does. And at the plate, he didn't miss it.
Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Way outside, and it's 1-0.
Oh, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
Kicks and deals. Fouled off. He was late. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Hot shot to third. Machado throws to first in time. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Number 3.
Now it's the second baseman, Kim. Chris, his skill set straight out of the mid-80s. Good contact, not much power, and he can run. He always uses the wheels to his advantage.
His biggest challenge in this day and age is to not get caught up in trying to hit home runs because so many people are.
Bogarts brings it in with a nice running grab.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Sizes this one up, corrals it, and that'll do it. So the Dodgers strike first on the solo jack, and the home team down a run. And welcome back to the ballpark as we go to the last of the third. Stepping in, Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth, a 7th-round pick by the Rays in 2015 out of the University of Michigan, where he was a two-way, and now maybe extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's there with a leadoff double.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Loud contact, leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Now here's Xander Bogaerts now. There's a strike. Home team down a run here in the last half of the third. Good eye in that spot. Line drive. He's got it. Runner tags at second, and he's in safely at third with 1 out.
Batting ninth, the left fielder, Connor Joe.
Now the left fielder, Connor Joe. Infield comes in now. That one to first. And he handles it himself for the out.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
And now the first baseman, Luis Arias. He's 0 for 1. And that's off the inside edge. 1-0. Wouldn't chase that time.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0. He's put himself in a really good spot.
Next offering is in for a strike. In the air, left field. Squeezes it, and that will end the inning. Padres leave one, and it remains 1-0. Welcome back, and now on the mound to start the fourth, Dylan Cease.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Now it's Mookie Betts. 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his last time.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
The line to kick the pitch. Swinging a foul straight back.
You know, Boog, Mookie Betts may have not been named MVP in 2023, but that doesn't take away from his impressive season. The Dodgers star hit nearly 40 home runs and drove in more than 100. Ronald Acuna Jr. deserved to win, but it was another phenomenal season in Mookie's career.
The line of the pitch. That one's in there, and it's 1-2.
2 strikes.
On the ground to short. Throws across the diamond, and Betts is gone.
Now batting, designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. 0 for 1 so far. Great speed and great power. A great athlete, quite simply. Swing and a miss. That one at 99. 0-1. This to third. The throw to first. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Up next for the Dodgers, the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. He's 0 for 1. Swinging a foul straight back. 2 outs, base is empty. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Arias makes the grab. And that is that. Offense held in check there. On now to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Padres 0. Ready to go.
Leading up for the
now the
Padres,
DH for the Padres.
the designated
Yuli
hitter,
Gurriel.
Yuli Gurriel.
Sasaki back to work. And a strike. Right through there for a strike.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
And the righty deals. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. At the belt and fires. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And now 1 away.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
So with 1 down, it'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. Struck out swinging his first time. foul back our way, and that's out of play. That one down the line. Muncy slings it across, and that quickly two
Now
away.
batting, center fielder Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill will hit next. Struck out looking at his first at bat. Now a bullet to second base, but he's got it to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for San Diego. Still behind by a count of 1-0. We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the 5th. Joe Musgrove.
Well, at this point in the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and you need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. And that's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
All over that one right there. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
The batter now will be Will Smith. First round pick out of Louisville. Runner on the goal. Pitch misses. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. Runner goes again. Pitch in for a strike. Throw to third, and he's out. Right-handed reliever. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Merrill makes the catch. That's out number 2. Here comes Max Muncy. He's already homered in this game.
Muncy.
Warning track. Whoa. And you can touch them all, baseball man. A gigantic blast. His second home run of the game, and they add a run. It's 2-0. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back. They thought he could blow a high fastball by him, but he was ready for it. Look at how quickly he jumped on that pitch.
So up next, Andy Pajes. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Pajes goes 6'1", 23 years old, and he was born in Cuba. Now fly ball to right center. Merrill on the move to the alley. He's got it. And that is out number 3. Dodgers add 1 to their lead on the solo homer. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Bottom of the inning. Here's Manny Machado. The pitch. That one finds the zone. Strike 1. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. So a man on base to start the inning.
Now batting.
Dominant performance for him today. Just 2 hits allowed so far. No runs across either. And he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much.
And here's the catcher, Luis Campusano. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Sliced hard but foul. The Dodgers up by 2. Last half of inning number 5. The 0-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The 0-2. Line drive. That's a base hit. Hernandez quickly throws it in. Runner stops at second. And the first 2 reach to start the inning.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
Now here's Jake Cronenworth. Pitches in for a strike. 0-1.
Over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. When you're doing that, you could have a really good day out there in the mound.
And that one in the air center field. That takes care of Cronenworth. Runner tags at second. Not in time. He's safe.
Good read there at second base to move up to third. Now it's a lot easier to get that run in with 1 away.
And here comes Xander Bogaerts.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Swings and misses. Strike 1.
In this situation, the batter's got to know what the pitcher's trying to do to him, and that's trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground.
Out to short, sneaks through, base hit, in to score from third, and now they trail by 1.
Picks himself up an RBI. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Joe, the next to hit, takes low for a ball.
Outside, that's a ball.
Now 2-0.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
The throw to second. On to Freddie. Double play. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. We're back, and they make a change to start the 6th. The new pitcher, Martin Perez.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
The second baseman.
Well, one-run game. Kim steps to the plate for the Dodgers. The wind of the pitch. Lined, and that's a base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a run. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Step off, throw to first. It's low and gets away. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. Runner on the move. Throw, safe. That was close, but StatCast shows us why he so often seems to be on the safe side of these steal attempts, Chris.
Yeah, you see that plus speed, and he needed every last bit of it to swipe that bag. Such a threat on the bases.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Merrill snags it. Runner tags it second. In there safely.
The batter, the shortstop, Mookie Betts.
Here's Mookie Betts. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power. Time asked for at the plate, and he gets it.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
That's hard hit in the line. And makes the grab. Runner tagging from third. Play it home. He's safe. And they take a 2-run lead.
Sometimes that can be a little tough to score on. It was hit so hard that getting back to the bag to tag takes a little bit of time by the time that outfielder catches it, but a really good job of getting that run in from third.
And that one fouled off. 2 outs. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit.
Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from.
Shohei on the go.
1-0.
It's a pitch out. Throw to second, and he's safe.
Well, they did everything they could to try to prevent that steal. They throw the pitch out, but just great speed on the base paths. And that's a pretty nice stolen base.
And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Got it. Great leaping catch.
Oh, man, amazing catch to end the inning. As a former outfielder, I'm feeling proud right now. Saw the wall, didn't get afraid, held on to the ball.
Well, we go bottom 6. Up now the Padre leadoff man, Luis Arias.
Luis.
Clayton Kershaw gets handed the rock out of the pen.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
And a pitch. Here's a high chopper. He takes it on his own. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Yuli Gurriel.
Yuli Gurriel comes up to hit. For Clayton Kershaw, the resume speaks for itself. One of the best pitchers of his or any generation. Gurriel gets a piece. He's won 3 Cy Youngs, an MVP, and a guy who has really leaned on that slider as the dominant pitch for his career. That one misses, and 1-1. That catches the corner.
Well, in this one, the offense has sputtered. Somebody's got to find a way to get on, keep the line moving, and manufacture at least 1 run. Then maybe you get 2 or 3.
1 down, base is empty. Hits on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Had him out front for strike 3.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Tatis in the box now. No balls and a strike. Strike 2.
Quickly into an 0-2 count. Both pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
The Padres down by a pair here in the bottom of the 6th. And down on strikes. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Padres go down. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Ron Marinaccio.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
And here comes Tommy Edman, 1 for 2.
The center fielder, number 25, Tommy Edman.
Here comes a pitch. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
A couple of hits in a row for him here. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
At the plate, Will Smith. Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. And safe. It's a stolen base. And before the 0-1, he asks for time. Up the middle. Throw not in time, and he's safe.
Well, from the time you're a little leaguer, you're taught to hustle out of the box and give it a full sprint through the base, regardless of how you hit it. And he didn't make great contact, but the effort was there, and he earns the base hit.
And now it's Max Muncy. And the way he's going in this one, we've been waiting for his spot to come around again.
All right, listen, everyone. Stop what you're doing right now. This guy's got 2 home runs already. Now he's going for number 3.
And that one fouled off.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
The 0-1 and a foul ball. Garrett Richards, a guy who was originally a first-round pick of the Angels out of the University of Oklahoma. The pitch. Good job to fight that one off. Edman on third. Smith at first with no outs. Next pitch is outside.
Well, he's not afraid to fall into a 2-strike count. Knows the strike zone very well, so much so that I think umpires will look at him.
And now this one's a rocket to right. Way back there. Gone. And he's gone yard again. That's his 3rd home run of the game. It's 6-1. Singy, the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes, it is. Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive. He's putting on quite the show at the dish here in this one, and he's just so locked in with this swing, and he's just not missing right now. A 3-homer game, man, it's so special. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun to watch him pull it off as well.
Randy Vasquez
on
a pitch out of the pen here.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Pajes at the plate now. That's ball 1. Nobody on, nobody out. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Ripped on a line. Hauls it in for the out. And there's one away. And up next for Los Angeles,
number
Kim.
3.
Late swing, foul to the left. Hit hard, base hit. So the 1-out hit turns the lineup over.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Back to the top of the Dodgers order. Freddie Freeman up to the dish. And first offering is fouled off. Righty delivers. There goes the runner. Pitch misses in. Throw to second. Great jump. And that is a stolen base. It wasn't even close.
Clearly not content with the lead they're working with right now, and I like that. I don't think you can get comfortable with a 5-run lead in today's game. And now they've got a good chance of adding on.
Well struck left field. That's back there. It bangs off the wall. Run comes in from second. It's 7-1. And he's got a double.
Well, that was a great job of letting that runner steal second base, get in the scoring position, come through with the base knock. You add a run.
Ryan Hoeing will take over here.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Here's Mookie now. foul ball. Right-hander kick steals. Out towards left center. Joe puts it away for the out. And there are 2 outs.
Now batting, designated hitter, Shohei.
Next to hit, Shohei Ohtani. 1 for 3. He swings and fouls one off. Man at second. Swung on, belted. Back there. Goodbye, home run. He made him pay for that one. It's their second home run of the inning, and they add to their lead. It's 9-1. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. Well, he almost robbed the home run right there, and I tell you what, he'd love another crack at it. During batting practice, you always like to work on that, and so close, but that one was just out of his reach.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. In the air, right field. Tatis drifts towards it. And that is that. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. And this is now a 9-1 ball game. Bottom of the 7th, and we got a pinch hitter to lead it off. Eggy Rosario.
Rosario.
Kershaw back to work. And that one is in the dirt. Ball 1. Kershaw, a former Cy Young Award winner. He features a slider, a 4-seamer, a curve, and he works in a changeup. That one finds the corner, and it's 1-1.
Big at bat right here. He did the team thing, took until he got a strike. Now he's got to go to work, shorten up that swing a little bit, do whatever it takes to get on base.
Oh, nice play. Fires to first, and they get the out.
Well, he makes a great decision to go ahead and dive to stop that ball. Nice little flip to the pitcher covering. Those are those PFPs, pitchers fielding plays.
Now a move being made for a pinch hitter. Elias Diaz. 1 out, the base is empty for him. Landon Knapp taking over on the mound. He's into the game with the bases empty.
Landon Knapp.
On its way to the corner. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. 1 out, base is empty. And that one hammered way back there. And that is a foul ball. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
I got to think that was the plan all the way. He set him up with the high fastball and then bury that curveball down low to get him swinging. Now, especially with how effective pitchers work up in the zone these days, that's a devastating combination.
And first offering is fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. And that's off the inside edge. And the count is 1-1. Base hit, center field. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
The batter, number 9.
We often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Lifted in the air down the left side. Playable Betts makes the grab, and there's one away. That takes care of Cronenworth. So coming into the game now on defense, Brett Sullivan. He takes over behind the plate.
Now
also entering the game, Nico Goodrum. He's the new third baseman. Also into the ball game, Jason Hayward. He'll be patrolling center field. Now it's going to be Tommy Edman.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely, try to hit the ball out of the park, do what he loves to do.
Lined, and that's a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Now batting.
And at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith. Pickoff move to first. Edman gets back easily.
Base runner with a one-way lead right there. All he's trying to do is get a look at the pitcher's move. Had no intent of stealing on that pitch.
Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. Throw. Save.
Looks like the base runner had a pretty good feel on the pitcher's move. After that pick over, seemed to settle in, and he took off right away. Nice job of stealing second right there.
Check on the runner, and he's back safely. Kicks and fires. Runner goes again. That's in for a strike. Throw to third. He's safe.
They're merciless. I'd say a questionable decision to steal third right there with the big lead. Probably won't be received well in the other dugout.
The pitch. On the ground to third. Goodrum up to first. That's out number one. And a run comes in to score. Now on the bump, Adrian Morejon.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Muncy digs in. And a chance to make some history here, Chris.
Yeah, he's homered 3 times so far, and now he gets another chance. At least we think. We'll see if the pitcher gives him anything to hit. It's so rare to see a 3-homer performance, but even more special for that player to get another chance at the plate to do it again for 4.
One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss.
2 pretty nasty sliders to get this hitter in an 0-2 count. If you're up there at the plate, you got to look up in the zone and spit on anything that's down.
On the ground to third. Goodrum throws to first. They get the out on Muncy. So 2 down now, and here is Andy Pajes. So they're making a move for a bat off the bench.
Number 8,
Enrique Hernandez. That one is absolutely belted. And that gets down into the gap. Around first and hustling for second. And it's a 2-out double off the bench. So 2 down. Next to hit, Kim. Bunting for a hit. Cronenworth to first, save. And runners at the corners after the infield single.
It doesn't surprise anyone when he gets on base by dropping down a bunt. I mean, this is just the latest example of him using his speed to his advantage and showing off his skills with the bat. That was very nice.
And here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Swing and a pop-off in foul ground. Goodrum drifts towards it, and that's the 3rd out. Staying in the game on defense, Kike Hernandez. He'll be the new right fielder after entering as a pinch hitter. And here it comes. Foul ball. And the pitch. Now 1-1. pitch. Line drive, caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, first baseman, Luis Arias.
Pinch hitter coming on. Tirso Ornelas. Looking for a 2-out spark with the bases empty.
Ornelas.
That's in there, and it's 0-1. Nat, 26 years old, and he was a second-round pick in 2020. 2 outs. That's in there. No balls, 2 strikes.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking,
Nope.
I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for
1 ball, 2
something off
strikes,
speed away.
And now it's 1-2.
Oh,
Just
that's out.
missed.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The Padres with a lot of ground to make up here, the bottom half of the 8th inning.
3-2.
Good eye right there. That one lifted to left. Hernandez settles underneath it, makes the catch, and that is that.
Number 7.
And now it's Mookie Betts. Singing, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
Line drive to short and caught.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Now it's the DH, Shohei Ohtani. He's already homered here in this one. Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time.
Power relievers one after another coming out of the bullpen these days. Got to be ready for that first pitch heater.
1 down, base is empty. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Around first, heading for 2. Pulls in with a double, 3rd hit for him today.
With that fastball, even though it's high velocity, you've got to live on the outer edges. When it's right on a tee, right down the middle, professional hitters are not going to have a problem turning it around.
And now, Teoscar Hernandez. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. And there's a ball. And a pitch. Popped foul out of play off to the right. That's a laser base hit. Coming home. The throw in. It's offline. The run comes in.
Comes through with the RBI. Breaking ball down and in. Did a nice job of just catching out in front. I like that he didn't spin off the ball by now.
Number 1 takes over on the mound.
Number 1, Yogi Matsui.
And here is Tommy Edman. Just missed. And he deals. Ripped to short. Caught in a rundown now. Tags the runner.
Now batting, catcher, Will Smith.
Man at first. And next for L.A., Will Smith. Step off throw to first. And he's out. And they got him. That ends the inning. 1 run on 2 base hits. No errors and no one left. Welcome back as we have a pinch hitter to lead it off.
Number 14.
Forrest Wall.
Well, plenty of work to do on offense, so they're just looking for any kind of spark here.
Now into the ball game on defense, Diego Cartaya. He takes over behind the plate.
Number 76, Diego Cartaya.
The pitch. And first offering is fouled off. The pitch. That one catches the corner for a strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Here's the 0-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. Righty to the plate. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 1 up, 1 down.
Just indecisive in that at bat. He couldn't commit to the slider. Tried to sit in between. Just not able to put the bat on the ball.
Looks like it'll be a pinch hitter. Cole Roederer looking to start something with 1 gone. That catches the top part of the zone. That's strike 1. Ball 1 there. Base is empty, 1 away. Here in the last half of inning number 9. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him.
Well, when you commit to throwing an inside fastball to your glove side across the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes, if you're going to miss, you want to miss off the plate in. You do not want to leave it out over the heart of the plate. So that was excellent execution on that pitch. Really tied him up, and he couldn't get a piece at all.
2-0 the count. Here it comes. And a foul ball. 2-1 now. Big swing and a miss.
2-2 now.
The Padres down to their final strike. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Hayward checks his swing, appeal to third, and Matthew Ross right on it, says he held up. And a pitch. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Left-hand hitter waits. And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
That was a pretty close one until that huge 7th inning really turned things around. The bats just caught on fire, and it seemed like nobody could make it out. Put a lot of runs up, and that propelled them to the win.
An 11-1 final. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.
Here now is our final.
Welcome to Baseball City, spring training action on MLB The Show. It's the San Diego Padres taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch coming your way next. So just about set. And today on the hill, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. What do we have on him?
Power pitcher. He's going to speed you up with the fastball velocity, and out of his hand will explode the breaking ball. Very difficult for hitters to keep that front side closed and hit the ball the other way, because they know if they're not ready to pull the trigger, the fastball will beat them.
So digging in now for San Diego, Luis Arias. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers.
Ball one, no
Not
strike.
close with that one, and we're underway. The line to kick the pitch. Chopped out in front of the plate. Throw on to Freeman. One out in the top of the first.
Batting second.
Let's take a look at the Padres lineup. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and an outfielder is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
On the ground to the left. Betts. Over to first. Quick start to this afternoon's action. 2 gone.
Well, we talk about how the ball is coming out of the pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder. Wow, really impressive.
2 outs, base is empty. Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. And that one is lifted in the air. He's got it, and that'll do it. We'll go back here with my pal Siggy, and our starting pitcher here today, Dylan Cease.
Well, the big thing is that the way he holds his curveball, it's more of a knuckle curve, and because of that, it's less predictable in terms of the break for the hitter. That makes it that much harder to hit this guy.
The wind of the pitch. Freddie Freeman stands in now and watches strike 1.
Freddie Freeman delivered a masterclass in 2023. Freeman and Betts fed off of each other's success, and it helped Freeman produce a .977 OPS, 29 home runs, and more than 100 RBIs. That's a great season. Bringing the cheese on that one.
Foul ball, still 0-2. And the right-hander deals.
Ball.
This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Arias hauls it in, and there's one away. And let's take a look at the lineup. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team, and I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
Next offering is downstairs.
1-1.
Hard hit left side. Bogarts with the throw to first. Mookie retired, 2 down.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Shohei
Ohtani up to the dish. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. Tosses to first, and they get Ohtani for the out. And the Dodgers are set down in order. Second inning coming up here in Florida's Baseball City. No score. And we're back. And here's the rookie center fielder, Jackson Merrill.
Well, Boog, the story's been told that Yamamoto's bag of tricks is an actual bag that he carries around. Inside the bag, he keeps a yoga mat, wooden blocks, tiny soccer balls, and mini javelins. He uses all of that just for his warm-up routine.
And the righty deals. Goes down looking for the strikeout. Fastball to letters, frozen for strike 3.
That is fifth.
And now it's Manny Machado.
13, Manny Machado.
And first offering is fouled off.
Yamamoto's warm-up includes doing headstands and walking on his palms. He uses blocks to work on body positioning, hurls mini soccer balls into a wall to warm up his arm, and then heads to the field to throw mini javelins. I don't think anyone else is stealing his pregame routine anytime soon.
1 out, bases empty. Going 2 now. Just misses with that one.
It's a good take.
And another ball.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. That one not close. And now 3-2.
Still just the second batter of the inning, and on the mound he's already thrown 13 pitches. They got him working hard out there.
In the air, left field. Machado out of the play, and there's 2 away.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Luis Campusano now in the box. Comes up empty with a swing there. That one fouled off. Two down, nobody on. To the right side. Kim. Out number 3. So they go quietly there. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. We're tied. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the second, here come the Dodgers. No score. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Teoscar Hernandez. Right side. Tatis calls it in, and there's 1 away.
Batting fifth, the center
Tommy
fielder,
Edman at the plate.
Tommy.
We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most. First pitch is in the dirt.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there are certain times the ball comes up.
It's in and out of his glove. Safe at first, no play. We'll see how they score this.
Well, it looked like a pretty routine play. Just couldn't get it to stick in the glove as he gets tagged with the error. Should have been 2 outs in the inning, but now they have to work around it and get 2 more.
Man at first with 1 gone. Will Smith steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Kickoff throw. Runner takes off. Ball misses. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Well, he picked over once just before the pitch to check on him, but that didn't seem to slow up his jump on the pitch at all. I think that guy's been studying some video. Awesome job to be prepared, got the timing down, and he gets in the scoring position.
And the 1-0. This one lifted in the air, left field. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Into third now. So runners at the corners and 1 out.
Batting 7, the third baseman.
That's a ball that a lot of times you'll see the shortstop or left fielder be able to get to if it hangs up in the air long enough. But right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the green stuff with base hit.
Max Muncy at the dish. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Ball 1.
Takes low for ball 1.
1 ball, 1
that
strike.
pitch down.
Eric Summersgill, our plate umpire.
One thing to watch out for, Boog, is what side of the plate Summersgill might be favoring. He usually sets up at an angle. Pitchers sometimes will try to figure that out early so they can attack that spot and get as many strike calls as possible.
Swing and a drive, deep right field. Tatis on the move, racing back. Pulls it in on the warning track. Runner tags from third. He'll score on the sac fly, and it's 1-0.
Well, he's always capable of losing one over the fence. He might have just missed it right there, but a good job to drive in that run from third.
Batting
batter now, James
right
Outman. Singy, you gotta appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 1.
He's so solid, calms the heart rate of the pitcher and the manager when the ball goes up in the air. You just automatically assume that it's an out every time it's hit in the air.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Left-hand batter waits. Foul ball. It stays 0-2.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
2 outs. Ground ball up the middle. Bogarts.
That's an out.
Inning over. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We head on now to the top of the third. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Padres 0. All set for the start of the inning. Here's the second baseman, Jake Cronenworth.
Jake Cronenworth.
Here's a bit of a scouting report on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's athletic, has elite flexibility, kind of like you, Boog. He's got good strength and ultra-fast arm and exceptional movement patterns. He's tough on hitters, that's for sure.
The 1-0.
That's ball 2. 2 balls, no strike.
Swing and a ball popped up. Betts in position. Makes the catch for the out. It's Xander Bogaerts now. Bogaerts, who wears that number 2 on his back for his idol, Derek Jeter.
Nope.
And the pitch a little bit low, ball 1. Outside low, and now 2-0. The Padres down by a run. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Right through there for a strike. Next pitch is downstairs. That one out to right. Coming on. Nabs it. And there's 2 away.
Batting 9. The left fielder.
Next for the
10.
Padres, Connor Joe.
Joe.
And there's a strike on the outside corner.
If I'm at the dish right now, I am aggressive over the heart of the plate. This guy's been filling up the strike zone, so you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. And as nasty as his stuff is, you might as well take all 3 swings.
Hard ground ball, base 9. And that extends the inning.
The first baseman, number 4.
So the lineup flips over. Luis Arise stands in. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 1. Joe off of first with 2 away. And that's in for a strike.
Well, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat.
Had him out front for strike 3. 1 left for San Diego. They trail here. And we're back, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And stepping in is the speedy Kim. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Trying to bunt his way on. And he picks it up and he'll put it in his pocket. And the 0-2. Out towards right center field. Tatis after it. And there's 1 down.
The first baseman, number 5.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. 0 for 1 as he popped out foul to first. And that's outside. Gets the outside corner with that one.
I mean, that's perfect location right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
And another ball.
2-1.
Swings through that one.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
And that one is lifted in the air. And there are 2 down.
Now batting. The shortstop, Mookie.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Mookie to hit. Grounded out his first time up. That one ran inside, almost got him. Hit hard on the ground is short. Bogarts with the throw to first. And that is the inning. Dodgers go down quietly, but they lead it 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Start of the 4th, and now the DH, Yuli Gurriel. The right-hander back to work. Fastball for a strike. To third, Muncy. Tosses to first, and 1 gone in the 4th as they get the leadoff man.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
And the batter will be Fernando Tatis Jr. And a good eye there. Fernando Tatis Jr. signed by the White Sox 2015 for $700,000. And then eventually moved in the James Shields trade in June of 2016. Comebacker to the mound. Throws to first in time. And a couple of quick outs.
Center fielder, number 3, Jackson Merrill.
And the batter now, Jackson Merrill. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
That split is a pretty nasty pitch. Explodes out of the hand. Looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Here comes the 0-1.
Ball. I got a ball, 1 strike.
Foul back our way, and that's out of play. The Padres trailing by a run, top half of inning number 4. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Padres go down 1-2-3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. And midway in the 4th. Welcome back, and they turn to a new arm as we kick off the bottom of the 4th. Michael King.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
And the pitch. Fought off foul. Here comes the pitch. And that one fouled off. The pitch. Hard hit to third. Now the throw to first on the run.
Oh.
And they get Ohtani for the out.
Now batting, left fielder, Teoscar.
And now Teoscar Hernandez flied to right his first time. And there's a foul ball. One down, base is empty. That breaking ball is in for a strike, and quickly it is 0-2. Swings through it for the K. In plenty of time to first, and a couple of quick outs.
The center fielder,
big power guy right there, and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. They tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it.
Edman stands in now, looks at that one inside. Two down, nobody on. That one to first, Arise. Fires to first on the run. In time, got him, and that'll do it. Dodgers down in order, but they hold a 1-0 lead. New inning getting started. Manny Machado up to the plate.
The third baseman, number 13, Manny.
And the right-hander back to work. Machado, multi-time All-Star, a member of the 1,000 hit club, a former first-round pick back in 2010. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
0-2.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Right-hander kicks, deals. Struck him out. He says, I don't care about draft rounds. Take a seat.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Luis Campusano, the next up for the Padres. On the inside corner for a strike. The Padres down by a run, and we're in the top of the 5th. That one clips the outside corner. 0-2 now.
One ball,
1.
2 strikes.
Another 1-2. That one just misses. And downstairs.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
One down, base is empty. On the ground to third. Muncy sends it to first. And the first 2 set down in the top of the 5th.
The batter, number 9.
Now here's Jake Cronenworth. He popped out his first time.
Cronenworth.
That one missed. 2 outs, base is empty. Bounced up the middle. Bats up with it. See!
No, he's safe.
Fantastic effort, but that extends the inning.
With 2 outs, you just want to find a way to keep the line moving for the next guy. So an infield single right there does the job. Nicely done, just putting it in play and getting down to first to keep this inning alive. You never know what might come next as a result.
Here's Xander Bogaerts. He's 0 for 1. And a curve misses outside. Cronenworth leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Clips the corner, and the count even at 1. The shortstop takes the ball. Right side, hard hit. They get the force. Third out. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Padres nothing. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Joe Musgrove.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Smith leading things off and takes a strike. Action in the pen down there. Martin Perez, the lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Righty delivers. Foul ball there. Kicks and fires. Just off the inside edge. Line drive. Joe makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting, third baseman, Matt.
Here's Muncy to hit. Drove in a run with a sac fly his first time up. One thing with Max Muncy, and it'll be interesting to see what he throws here. He hammers the fastball. The pitch. Out towards right center. That's well struck. That's back there. Pulls it in on the warning track.
And he hammered that to straightaway center field. It's a deep part of the ballpark. Tell you what, that wind is blowing straight in. Got to be a big man if you're going to go through the wind of that part of the park. It just knocked that ball down.
Base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
Kind of a risky pitch coming inside with the breaking ball like that. You have to bury it. Otherwise, it's not too difficult.
Runner on the goal. Cut on and miss. Throw to second. See.
Joey's in there safe.
Siggy, he definitely showed off the wheels there.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a bang-bang play. StatCast gives us the data, and that stolen base wasn't possible without that sprint speed.
Runner on the go again. Into center. Merrill coming on. Nice grab on the run. That is the inning. So the Dodgers leave 1, but they still lead it 1-0. And we're back. Top 6. So the Dodgers have a new arm on the mound. Number 60.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Hauls it in, 1 away.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time off he'll find a hole.
Arise. The batter now as he swings and misses for strike one.
Count.
Line to left, and that's a fair ball.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
That's a ball.
Squirts away a little bit. Tag, save, and second. And good hustle to move up. That's a wild pitch.
You know, sometimes it takes a reliever a little time to get comfortable with the mound out there, especially when they come in trying to be nasty with every pitch they throw. Not exactly what they were looking for when they called him in, though. We'll see if he can settle down.
And it's second. And it's even up. And another ball.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with a three-hole hitter coming up if he's wrong.
Got him swinging on the curveball. That's out number 2.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was off. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
Upstairs.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
Tatis waits. Oh, he doesn't get the call. They're now 3-1. Jackson Merrill into San Diego on deck circle.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities,
got it. And the Padres waste a chance. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and one left. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Padres nothing. Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Martin Perez.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Freeman in the box here lets that one go for a ball. Right through there for a strike.
No need to offer that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down and away pitch.
And now the lefty. Chopper to second. Cronenworth whips it to first. And a quick out number 1. Now it's Mookie Betts. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. That one laced to center and a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side. And the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. And a foul ball. Betts leads off first with 1 away. Check swing, but he went too far. And that's strike 2. Mookie on the move. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. He doesn't have a play, a tough play, and now there are runners at first and second.
A couple of singles back to back. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Hard hit, could be extra bases. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score easily. It's 2-zip. He's in at second with a one-out double.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Calling for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order. And up to the plate is Will Smith. Golden opportunity right here. And there's the strike.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
On the ground, 2-ball. 1 at second. And that's 2. Dodgers with a run-scoring double. And it's 2-zip. Back now as it'll be a pinch hitter to lead off. Elias Diaz.
Well, they're turning to a guy who can definitely put the ball in play right here. So good move in a big spot like this.
That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Missed inside with the curve.
Curveball kind of backed up on him there. I think it just slid out of the hand a little bit too soon.
In the air, right side. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down. Now a pinch hitter coming out for the Padres. Tyler Wade. 1 out. The base is empty for him. Number 70 gets the call from the pen.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Swing and a ball popped up. Betts settles underneath it. Yeah. Out to first. That's the 3rd out. Doing there for the Friars, and they're down 2-0. So remaining in the game defensively, Tyler Wade. He'll play 3rd. Left-hander out of the bullpen, Adrian Morejon.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
So coming into the game now on defense, Brett Sullivan. He takes over behind the plate. Also entering the game, Jason Hayward. He'll be patrolling center field. Here comes Max Muncy.
For the Dodgers, the 3rd baseman.
Now time called at the plate.
Muncy.
Now a move being made for a pinch hitter. Enrique Hernandez. As the lefty gets to work. Just missed.
Well, on paper, it's favorable to have a fairly quick inning here with 2 of the 3 hitters he's set to face batting from the left side, same side he throws from.
Ripped into right center. Base hit. So man aboard. Now it's the right fielder, James Outman. 1 for 2. And that's outside.
That ball went out.
And that is ball 1. Hernandez on at first. Nobody out. Pinch hitter coming on. Andy Pajas. The runner at first for him. Nobody out. And the pitch. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. And puts the squeeze on that one. And there's one away.
The batter, number 3.
Kim steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Maybe expecting a bunt here. 3rd baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. Feels like it's less common today that you see a guy like this. The speed component, the contact component, but lack of power. And he lays down a bunt. And it goes just foul.
He just has to understand that his skill set is unique, and he's very valuable for any ball club. If he does that.
Runner takes off. Lifted in the air down the left side. And it drops in. They get it in quickly. So 1st and 2nd now, 1 out.
I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish.
Number 5, Freddie Freeman.
Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. Puts it away for the out. 2 away now.
Now batting, shortstop, Mookie Betts.
Here's Mookie Betts now. Outfield deep here, trying to prevent anything over their heads. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Good pitch right there. Anytime you can get one by a bat of this caliber, especially with runners on, it's got to give you some confidence out there on the mound that you can win this battle.
Dives, and he can't hang on. No throw, and that loads the bases.
He was all over that one. Now the bases loaded. Big opportunity for them to break this game open.
Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate for the Dodgers. 1 for 3. Not
Ball
even
one, no
close
strike.
there. And that's ball 1.
Base knock here really gives them an opportunity to take control of this ball game. You don't want that other team to think they have a shot, and a knock here would be a big blow.
All loaded up. Dangerous hitter at the
Ball,
plate.
that's low.
Wouldn't chase that time.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count. Bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in a run. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
And here it comes. And foul ball makes the count 2-1.
Some real good life going through the zone on that one.
And he deals. And that one fouled off. All loaded up. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Fights it off. You'll see another. The pitch. Rips that one to right. Makes the grab, and that's the inning. And the Dodgers leave them loaded as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Staying in the game on defense, Kike Hernandez. He'll play third after coming into the game as a pinch hitter. Also into the ball game, Andy Pappas. He takes over in right.
44, Andy Pappas.
Now it's the second baseman, Jake Cronenworth.
The second baseman.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is, I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
The wind of the pitch. Line drive, base hit. Makes the turn and heads for second. The throw in safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Off the bat, he was headed for the gap all the way. And as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you've got some real estate to run on. It's such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there.
Counts 1-0.
Bogarts up for the third time here. Watches that one miss. And time is called for a mound visit now. Big moment in this game, so they'll talk it over. Kirby Yates into the game.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strand that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
Tying run at the plate.
That's ball 2. 2-0.
Pitch misses. 3-0. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it could be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at-bat turns out.
With the tying run at the plate, and we're in the top of the 8th. There's a strike.
3-2.
Outside corner, got him looking. He can't believe it.
Well, big strikeout right there, and maybe a little controversial with the call. I think he got a little bit of favor on the mound, no question about it. It's not exactly what you want to see in a big spot like that, and I'm sure there's some chirping going on from the dugout, making it clear that wasn't his best call behind the plate today.
Now the left fielder, Connor Joe. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. The tying run at the plate. Strike 2. At the belt and fires. That ball is foul, and the pressure is building. The 0-2. Swung on, belted. Hernandez going back on this one. On the warning track, and hauls it in. Runner tags at second.
Man, he hammered that one to center. I thought it was out of here, but Wynn just absolutely killed it.
So they're making a move for a bat off the bench. 79. Tirso Ornelas.
And he would be the tying run, Boog, so we may see him try to launch one if he gets a good pitch to handle.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Cronenworth at third with 2 away. And that one clips the corner.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the 8th. One more out, and they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the 9th with at least a 2-run lead.
Strike 3, got him swinging. Huge strikeout there. So a leadoff double, but they can't cash it in. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. It's the Dodgers. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Ron Marinaccio. Now into the game, Nico Goodrum. He takes over as the new first baseman. Here's the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
For the Padres. Now playing first base, number 17. Nico.
And a pop-off, right side, foul territory. Goodrum makes the grab, 1 pitch and 1 out.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
And here comes Tommy Edman. And first offering is fouled off. Base is empty, 1 away. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Marinaccio, a 6'2 righty, 205 pounds. They got him off of waivers. Ouch, that one got him.
He seems to have lost a little bit of focus on executing that pitch right there,
now
not staying through the target, and clearly not the release point he wanted.
Marinaccio checks on first. Edman back in on a dive. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. There's a ball. Throw to second. Great jump. So now the injury forcing a substitution at second base. And here's the pinch runner, Michael Chavis. Runner at second here, 1 gone. This one chopped up the middle. Gets it to first, and they get the out on Smith.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball, and then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to in the air, get his shoulders turned, and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Hernandez in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. This is just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Makes the grab, and that is that. top 9, and it'll get started with a pinch hitter. Forrest Wall.
Well, last chance for him here, hoping he can be a catalyst for some type of 9th inning comeback.
Tanner Scott on a pitch out of the pen here.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
As the lefty gets to work, that's in there. Strike 1. See the velocity, 97 with that fastball. And a pitch. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Yeah, left-handed batter facing a left-handed pitcher that's got some sink like that at the end. It's just the bottom falls out of it. When it looks like it's going to be a pretty good pitch in that location that everyone says lefties love.
Foul ball. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. That misses the zone, and the count is 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Goes down looking.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your bullpen arm when you roll them out there to start a new inning, hold on to a small lead. Just such a stabilizing effect. And not only get the first 2 hitters, but to strike them out. That gives everyone on defense a big boost of confidence.
Last chance for the Padres. And now the center fielder, Jason Hayward. That clips the zone. 0-1. The Padres down to their final strike. Got it. And that'll do it.
Well, a low-scoring ball game in this one. 2-0 game, few errors, pretty clean. That's kind of what you want to see in terms of defense and pitching. A couple of runs was all it took to get the W today.
2-0 your final here in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. For the victorious Dodgers, 2 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 9 runners on base. For the Padres, no runs, 4 hits,